So much. Uh, so we are starting. Good morning to the executive committee and members of Indian Direct Selling Association. On behalf of association, I welcome you all to the 24th annual general meeting of the company. This meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the circular issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Ms. Rini Sanyal, being the chairperson of the executive committee, shall be the chairperson of this meeting in accordance with the provisions given in the memorandum and article of associations of the company. Before we start the main proceedings of the meeting, I would request the members of the board to introduce themselves.
Namaskar, everyone. Very warm good morning from New Delhi. My name is Vivek Katoch, and I am the treasurer of Indian Direct Selling Association.
Good afternoon and welcome to all of you. I'm Rini Sanyal. I'm the chairperson of Indian Direct Selling Association.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rajat Banerjee. I'm the vice chair of IDSA. And I'm so happy you all could join us today.
Shri Jitendra Jagota, our secretary, has also joined the meeting virtually through his residence in Ghaziabad. Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we begin our proceedings for the day, let us all hear a special message from Shri Rao Saab Patil Danve, Honorable Minister of State for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. The Honorable Minister was supposed to join the meeting, but because of his pre-appointments, he has expressed his unwillingness and has sent us a message which I'm going to read on his behalf. सर्वप्रथम मैं अपनी क्षमा याचना व्यक्त करता हूं कि मैं वस्तुतः बैठक में उपस्थित नहीं हो सका। पूर्व नियोजित कार्यक्रम के चलते मेरा इस बैठक में उपस्थित होना मुमकिन नहीं हो पाया। इंडियन डायरेक्ट सेलिंग एसोसिएशन द्वारा आयोजित 24वीं सालाना बैठक में उपस्थित सभी सम्मानीय लोगों का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। डायरेक्ट सेलिंग एक तेजी से उभरता व्यवसाय है। इस बदलते तकनीकी युग में जो योगदान आप जैसी संस्थाओं का है वो निश्चित रूप से प्रशंसा का हकदार है। आपका व्यवसाय किसी न किसी रूप से उपभोक्ताओं से डायरेक्ट जुड़ा हुआ है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय संसद ने उपभोक्ता संरक्षण अधिनियम 2019 पारित किया, जो 20 जुलाई 2020 से पूरे देश में लागू हो गया है। इस अधिनियम का मूल उद्देश्य उपभोक्ता विवादों का समयबद्ध और प्रभावी समाधान प्रदान करना है। नया अधिनियम 3 दशकों से अधिक पुराने उपभोक्ता संरक्षण अधिनियम 1986 को प्रतिस्थापित करता है, जो उपभोक्ता अधिकारों की सुरक्षा के लिए मौजूदा नियमों को और सख्त करता है। जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं, डिजिटल युग ने वाणिज्य और डिजिटल ब्रांडिंग के एक नए युग की शुरुआत की है, जिससे उपभोक्ताओं के उम्मीदों का एक नया एवं जागरूक पर्व शुरू हुआ है। डिजिटलीकरण ने आसानी से सुविधाजनक विकल्प, सुविधाजनक भुगतान तंत्र, बेहतर सेवाओं और सुविधा के अनुसार खरीदारी प्रदान की है। हालांकि विकास पथ के साथ ही उपभोक्ता सुरक्षा से संबंधित चुनौतियों में भी बहुत तेजी से वृद्धि हो रही है। भारतीय संसद द्वारा पारित नया अधिनियम इन सभी पहलुओं को शामिल करता है और उपभोक्ताओं को सभी अनुचित व्यापार प्रथाओं से बचाता है। जहां सरकार ने यह अधिनियम बनाने के अपने कर्तव्य को पूरा किया है, ये हम सबका दायित्व है कि हम इस अधिनियम को सभी लोगों तक ले जाएं। इस प्रक्रिया में आप जैसी संस्थाओं का योगदान बड़ा है। जहां उपभोक्ताओं को सर्वोपरि मानकर हम ये कानून लाए हैं, वैसे ही किसानों का हित भी हमारे लिए सर्वोपरि है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार निरंतर रूप से देश के हर वर्ग, चाहे वो हमारे किसान भाई हो, व्यापारी वर्ग हो या उपभोक्ता हो, सभी के निरंतर विकास के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। वर्तमान सरकार ने वर्षों से विलंबित कृषि क्षेत्र के सुधारकों को भी प्राथमिकता देते हुए लागू किया है। इन विधेयकों के साथ कृषि क्षेत्र में निश्चित रूप से एक बड़ी क्रांति होने वाली है। भारतीय प्रत्यक्ष विक्रेता उद्योग विश्व में तेजी से अपनी एक विशिष्ट जगह बना रहा है। चाहे वो 60 लाख से अधिक संख्या में इस उद्योग से जुड़े प्रत्यक्ष विक्रेता हों या इन व्यवसायों से संबंधित विश्व की प्रमुख कंपनियों की उपस्थिति हो। भारत का प्रत्यक्ष विक्रेता उद्योग निरंतर प्रगति के पथ पर अग्रसर है। मैं एक बार फिर इंडियन डायरेक्ट सेलिंग एसोसिएशन की 24वीं सालाना बैठक में उपस्थित सभी का आभार प्रकट करता हूं कि आपने मुझे अवसर प्रदान किया कि मैं इस माध्यम से अपने विचार आपके समक्ष रख सका। साथ ही आप सभी से आग्रह करता हूं कि नए कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 2019 का ठीक से अध्ययन कर इसका प्रचार करें। जो भी सहायता हमसे अपेक्षित होगी वो हमें बताएं। मैं आप सभी को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि सरकार आपके हर सकारात्मक सुझावों पर निश्चित रूप से विचार कर आपकी सहायता करने का प्रयास करेगी। जय हिंद, जय भारत। We remain thankful to the Honorable Minister for sharing his words of wisdom, all of us present today. We are sure that under his guidance and leadership, the direct selling industry in India will continue to grow leaps and bounds. Before we get on with the agenda, we would like to share a small presentation with you regarding the key activities undertaken by the association during the financial year 2019-20. The Honorable Minister of State for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji, released IDSA's annual survey 2018-19 for direct selling in India on September 25, 2019. I'm very happy to share that the event was attended by representatives from over 15 direct selling nations around the world. As we all know, as per the findings of the survey, the direct selling industry in India is growing at a steady CAGR of 16% over the period of last 4 years. Next, IDSA hosted the 2-day association performance program, which was organized by the World Federation of Direct Selling Associations for the Asia, Pacific, and Middle East regions in the month of September 2019. Needless to mention, the IDSA's hospitality and the event planning was appreciated by the participants of the meeting, and IDSA was very well recognized on the international forum. For Hyderabad and Telangana, IDSA organized a day-long symposium on the results and major findings of annual survey 2018-19 in Hyderabad on October 31st, 2019. This symposium was followed by a panel discussion on direct selling in the era of social networking. Moving on, in the month of February, IDSA, in association with Association of Lady Entrepreneurs of India, organized an event where key women achievers from the state of Telangana were recognized and their achievements were awarded. The event marked facilitation of 15 women achievers from direct selling and other sectors. Additionally, IDSA also participated in the Global ASEAN DSA Presidents Meeting organized by WFDSA in the month of October to discuss issues of common concern to ASEAN nation. India is proud to be a member of the ASEAN DSA's group, and together the countries and the direct selling associations are working out a common strategy to handle the issues which we find are common in all the ASEAN nations as well as the Indian market. In the month of January, IDSA participated in the Kreta Suraksha Mela organized by the government of West Bengal. IDSA was invited to participate in the Mela as the co-sponsor of the event, which we were very proud to be associated with.
No problem.
The event, 3-day event, provided a platform to IDSA member companies where they showcased their product offerings and service offerings to the public at large. Let's just quickly see some key central issues and the action plan that the association has chalked out to tackle them. The Department of Consumer Affairs, as we all know, is about to notify the direct selling rules under the purview of Consumer Protection Act 2019. Now, the department has actively organized several stakeholders meeting where the association participated and strongly submitted the points for the benefits of the industry and the consumers. IDSA plans to launch an awareness program to educate the consumers and direct sellers about their rights once the rules are notified. Coming on to the Department of Financial Services, IDSA has prominently raised the issue of misapplication of PCMC's Banning Act on legitimately working direct selling companies. In this regard, I'm happy to share that several representations have already been made to the concerned department officials so that a clear differentiation can be made between a genuine direct selling company and pyramid schemes. Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. As we all know, the subject of internal trade has been allocated to DPIIT with effect from January 27, 2019. Now, IDSA plans to initiate the discussions with DPIIT so that the direct selling as a trade is facilitated and clarity on FDI classification of direct selling business is obtained. IDSA shall try to proactively participate in the drafting of national retail policy as one of the stakeholders as and when the government invites. Coming on to the Department of Higher Education. IDSA has already initiated discussions with the universities and autonomous institutions to include direct selling as a field of study in the graduation or post-graduation level. IDSA now plans to take up the matter with Higher Education Department and institutions like Universities Grant Commission, All India Council for Technical Education, so that direct selling as a field of academics is promoted in India. Let's just quickly see some state-specific issues. Maharashtra, as we all know, notified the guidelines in the month of July 2019. However, it has been reported that the guidelines issued by the state had several discrepancies with respect to the model guidelines issued by the Department of Consumer Affairs. IDSA has already taken up the matter with the concerned officials, including the Principal Secretary, Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Protection, and Deputy Controller of Legal Metrology. We have been assured that the discrepancies are being corrected and soon notifications will be issued in this regard. Coming on to Kerala, the state of Kerala has introduced online mechanism for accepting undertakings by direct selling companies operating in the state. IDSA, we welcome this step as we definitely feel this is a step in the right direction. However, we would like to be an advisor to the state government for all issues concerning the industry. IDSA, being the apex association of direct selling industry in India, plans to approach the state government for including IDSA as an advisor to the state government. Coming on to Gujarat. Gujarat, we have got 2-3 issues that IDSA actively plans to take on. First is, of course, concerning the application of Gujarat Prevention of Organized Crime Act 2015. Now, some provisions of this act, while the intention behind the act is appreciated, however, some provisions of the act can inadvertently affect the interests of legitimately working direct selling companies. So we are happy to share that IDSA has already taken up the matter with the concerned department and they have been assured a patient hearing in this regard. IDSA has also taken up the issue regarding the misapplication of the draft money circulation scheme banning rules with the finance department of Government of Gujarat. I'm also happy to share that a significant progress has been made in this aspect, and soon we may find some help coming from the government. I'm again happy to share that IDSA has been appointed as an advisor to the government of Tamil Nadu for all matters concerning direct selling in the state. IDSA plans to proactively play its role for the development of industry in the state. Here are some proposed initiatives that the association plans to undertake in the current year. IDSA plans to associate with FSSAI as training partners for imparting training with respect to the basic level certification for direct sellers. IDSA is going to develop a dedicated course module focusing on important aspects of the business vis-a-vis the FSSAI guidelines and requirements. So consultations and engagements with international organizations, WFDSA and other associations from around the world has already been started and will be undertaken with more zeal in the future to ensure that the best practices from around the world are adopted and followed by direct sellers in India. Another major initiative that the association plans to undertake in the coming year is setting up of the Center of Excellence for Direct Selling in India. Now, IDSA is planning to set up this center in association with a UGC recognized university or an institution. This Center of Excellence is going to be first of its kind in India, where academicians, representatives from the direct selling industry, government, and our direct sellers, they all come together on one single platform, and they can share knowledge sharing and other academic initiatives can be taken around the issues focused direct selling. Now, the proposed Center of Excellence shall have an international tie-ups also with associations and universities to promote India's positioning as an academic hub for direct selling as a field of study. The final initiative that the association plans to undertake in the current year is the launch of first of its kind online government certification program for direct sellers in India and abroad. This certification program shall be duly approved by the Government of India. The certification program will enhance the skills and competence of direct sellers and will greatly help people who are looking forward to take direct selling as a serious full-time career. Thank you. With this, I now request our chairperson, Ms. Rini Sanyal, to kindly. Nika Gupta, Head Training and Operations, RASKI, will do the presentation jointly with Mr. Rajiv Mathur, Chief Executive Officer, Skilled India. Over to Shri Rajiv Mathur.
Thank you, Chetan. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity today. We'd like to thank IDSA also for giving us this wonderful opportunity to address the direct sellers. So today's presentation actually is jointly done by Retailer Association, Skill Council of India and us. So broadly, how we have structured this presentation today is that Rasi is going to talk about from the policy directives given by the government for direct sellers recognition through a certification, and I'll be focusing more on the how part of it, how direct sellers can achieve this government certification, which will distinguish them. Because I heard a couple of very senior speakers talking about fly-by-night operators coming in. So this particular certification will be open only for a limited set of people, a limited set of companies who can access it. So we'll start this presentation. I would request Nika Gupta from RASI to take the initiative. Mr. James Raphael, the Chief Executive Head who was supposed to present, has been called by the Honorable Minister, so he couldn't join in, but moment he gets free, he will join probably for the Q&A. But Nika, you can start the presentation. Then I'll take it over once you are done with the policy part of it. Over to you, Nika.
Thank you so much, Rajiv ji. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. Very good evening, everyone. And I'm glad to be part of this interactive and quite a learning session. And while we could join in a little late, but then could get the experience and the learning from the industry leaders directly on this. So just to set the context in and to little about Rashi as well. So Rashi is we call it as Rashi. It's best known as Rashi. However, it's Retailers Association's Skill Council of India, which is in Section 8 not-for-profit organization set up and funded by Ministry of Skills and also an equity participation from industry partners. It's like a public-private partnership to function as an epic skill development body for retail sector. Taking cues from the previous speakers also, where they talked about, I think retail, if you ask me, everyone consider retail meaning dukan. However, anything which gets manufactured today, cultivated, sourced, assembled, designed, developed, or designed, or it needs to be consumed and hence has to be retailed. So as Rashi also, we represent all the 4 subsectors of retail, including direct selling and entrepreneurship. So the key function for which we have been set it up in the ecosystem was to engage with the industry to minimize the gap between the industry demand and the talent supply, and to create standards which are industry specific, job role specific standards, which would not only bring about employment, livelihood, but also bring about the self-employment and dignity and pride with the recognition and formal certification of existing skills. Actually, if you see that the Ministry of Skills itself got formed in the year of 2014. However, industry and the functioning of industry was already there since ages. So there was definitely a need to create a standards which can bring about the parity between vocation, that is skills, which was not so aspirational and still requires a lot of effort from all the bodies to make it aspirational. And so bring about that parity between vocation and the education, so that it's not been treated, and not only direct selling, but the skills also, it's not been treated as a child of a lesser graced god, just because not to get perceived that someone could not make it up anywhere, hence landed up being there in vocation. That myth, that parlance had to change. So from that premise, Rashi started creating standards, and creating standards with the help of industry for all the subsectors, we realized as in this journey when we were creating the occupational standards, one was talking about the job seekers. However, we realized that it's time that we have to design standards and create standards for the job generators also, and wherein the direct selling industry and the self-employed segment with the entrepreneurship, that definitely cannot be left behind. And that's where the journey started. And we moved on with the engagement with the direct selling industry as well to be able to understand the nuances. I myself have started my career as one of the direct seller way back in around 2001, and so could relate and could resonate with the industry a little more in deep. Yeah. Next slide, please, Rajiv ji. Right. So these were few initial discussions which we were engaging with many progressive industry partners along with ITSA team, right, to understand the direct selling industry, and few learnings which we could gather, that how do we give that due respect, pride and dignity, while this is one industry which is definitely a people intensive industry. And I don't think any other industry which focuses training as much as the direct selling industry in the current scenario. However, the due recognition, pride, and respect is somewhere which still needs to be established. And that was an effort with our collaboration with the industry partners in the direct selling to understand this industry in more detail. Yeah. Next slide, please, Rajiv ji. And through the joint efforts, this is where the journey which began in 2015 with our interaction with the Ministry of Skills, NSDC, taking their support and along with the industry partners to understand what job roles, what kind of competency which the industry currently already has. It's just that we did not have a mechanism till date to measure those existing skills, competency, and prior learning experience, whether it is acquired through formal learning or informal learning or experience, but we did not have a mechanism till date. And that's how, if you see that India, whenever the figure or statistics has to come on saying that India's skilled population, it always get actually on a lower side, because till date we did not have a mechanism to a yardstick to measure it. With this being the premise, this joint efforts which were made between Rashi and industry, which are supported by ministry, and this, where in 2017 the standards got launched for direct selling industry as well as for the traditional retailers, where four entrepreneurship, four direct selling standards were launched, at all were pegged at a progressive job roles levels. So starting from the level 4 and to level 7. Now, just to give you little brief on the good thing which happened to India in 2013 was the first time the National Skills Qualification Framework, the standards for skilling got launched. And the beauty of that standard was, which brings about parity between a vocation and education, meaning someone who is a 12th pass in the formal education gets equivalent recognition of NSQF level 4, which is built on the descriptors which is called as your domains, which are process, professional skills, competencies, roles and responsibility, and the process knowledge which a person is required to do, and basis which the NSQF level has been pegged. So in India, currently we have NSQF level as per the framework from level 1 to level 10. Level 10 is equivalent to a CEO or a business head in any other corporate. That's the equivalence which has been created. Now, with this being the journey, we released the standards in 2017 by the Honorable Minister, and the derived outcome of this is definitely, you all can see the certificate, which was the outcome and which actually gave the sense of pride and respect for the direct selling as a fraternity. Few progressive industry partners or the initial partners who were actually, who has been part of this journey and who has supported Rashi in terms of being able to understand this industry better and to be able to. Now, what we were looking at it, while this journey has been around from 2017 onwards, after this journey, which was the implementation of these standards, we started receiving calls from many organizations. And I think the point which you were making about how do we give that differentiating factor to whatever has been done? Should we have this certification recognition done for everyone? Should we have it some currency which is established? Now, as Rashi, we were having little challenge to address those requests coming from various direct selling organizations, because I believe there are 457 direct selling organizations which are registered approximately, and few of them are FICCI members, few of them are ITSA members. And however, as Rashi, we will have a limited understanding to establish the currency of these organizations, and that's the reason I think it was a time for us to again collaborate, understand, and to make it in a manner that what should be the way forward to be able to bring this as a differentiating factor, to recognize the genuine, legitimate, and authentic player in the country. Yeah, so that this becomes a boon. Next slide, please, Rajiv ji. Yeah. So with this, keeping this in mind, while we were talking about that, how can we go ahead about it, and how can we do this? And this was something which we said, while definitely these standards have been created, or Rashi has been creating standards for fresh skilling as well as for recognition of prior learning or for existing workforce. We said, while these standards could be there for the new direct sellers to get onboarded, I think there is an ocean of millions of people, those who have already been onboarded, and they have shown their trust, they have shown their sustenance in this business. It's important, it's time for them to recognize them for the skills what they already have, and the standards have come in now. So with this being the premise, we said, can there be a mechanism, and that's something which is up for discussion for today's meeting as well, that how do we recognize, how do we formalize the entire direct selling fraternity or direct selling industry today, to give them that differentiating factor, to give them that respect and pride, to nurture entrepreneurship, to actually help them acquire advanced level of certification, not only from a career progression perspective, but also to give them that pride and equivalence from a formal education perspective as well. Yeah. So through this mechanism, Rashi, while we started, we made it a point that retail being a distributed environment, retail geographically being quite spread out, and so is the case with any format of retailing, what will work the best? And that is where, with the industry demand and everything, Rashi has been facilitating digital assessment in multilingual, multi-mode, that wherever the direct seller is today, he is already as is, where is, he's competent, he's skilled, he's everything right now. He's been, the fact that he's been able to run his business and sustain, he's already self-reliant and independent. So how could we do that assessment and certification? We took special approval from Ministry of Skills and NSDC to have this program rolled out, to have this functionality rolled out in a digital mode, wherein any direct seller in the country today, against the national occupation standard, could measure himself or herself against the standards which have been mentioned, and to get himself assessed and certified on the national occupation standards. At the same time, should there be a direct seller, should there be an industry who feels that there is a refresher, there is an orientation training which is required for the person to know that if I'm doing 9 things today, now there is a standard. How does the standard help me carve out those 9 skills in a more structured and organized manner? So there is a digital orientation platform also, and followed by definitely a government recognized certification for all the direct sellers. This intent is to bring about that parity, bring about that respect, bring about that growth and the scale with for the direct selling industry. That was something which a step, a contribution which Rashi made in this endeavor to make this thing happen. Next slide, please, Rajiv ji. Now, I think everyone during this pandemic time, that we all are virtually connected, and few of them had the privilege to be there in the meeting room, on a conference room as well. We this virtual thing which were coming in, and there were a lot of requests which we received during time, wherein accessibility, affordability, and to be able to create that ability in the entire ecosystem, whether it's organized retail, whether it is FMCG, whether it is e-commerce, or whether it is direct selling entrepreneurship, keeping that one platform for everyone as an equal level playing platform was a need. And keeping that in premise, Rashi, in collaboration with our partner, knowledge partner, Mr. Rajiv Mathur, who is heading the company SkillEd, which is a joint venture of Kedman and Manav Rachna. He'll talk more about it as we go ahead. Keeping in mind, we launched the LMS Integrated, a digital learning content and a certification portal of interest of the entire nation and the industry across subsectors to establish this, where the geographical spread and should not be a boundary for anything to be progressive in nature, right? So I would request Mr. Rajiv Mathur to help enlighten us on the platform and the functionality which has been built to be able to take this forward. Thank you so much. Thank you for, and I would be glad to take the questions during the end of the session to have this progressed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Anika. I'll take on the presentation from this point. So very quickly, who we are. So we are partners with RASI. We are partners with National Skills Development Corporation, and in the region we are a joint venture company of Kunskapsskolan, which is a Swedish education giant operating. It's an MNC operating in Europe, UK, US, Middle East, and in India they operate with the Manav Rachna Group. Manav Rachna is a very well-known group in education sector in the northern part of the country, and with the help of National Skills Development Corporation, this joint venture was formed, which I'm heading now. It's called as Skilled India, and our legal name is Kedman, but our business name is Skilled India. Now, directly, let me come exactly to the discussion for which we are here today. To talk about what is the process of getting a government certification for the direct sellers. It's a very simple three-step process. As we say that the first part is an online orientation. It's a very simple online program which is there. It's just a 6-hour program which people can do that over a period of 1 month or whatever it's convenient to them at their own convenient time during day and night. It's completely online, available from our portal. So once this 6-hour orientation they are able to finish, which is basically talking of the 8 competencies which are in the national standards, which was speaking about the direct sellers notified by the government of India. So anything which is having the term national has often utmost importance, because national word doesn't get added to anything. So here the national standard has been made for direct sellers and government of India has notified it. So this particular orientation program picks up those standards, 8 national occupation standard described for the direct sellers, and there are 8 modules in our program which sensitize the direct sellers on the various competencies talked about in national standard. Once they brush up their knowledge, experienced people, so they brush up their knowledge and also reinforce certain components which are spoken in the national document. Then they are ready to give an online assessment. This online assessment again is they have to give from same breath. Is an artificial intelligence system surrounding it, where the camera of your computer and the microphone of your computer becomes your invigilators. So they completely track your movements, and if you're moving here and there, or if you're talking, they will catch all that and give you red flags, and too many red flags may terminate. But this is how this whole system works. So we have already launched a pilot of this with Oriflame. It's going on as we speak. Once this final assessment is done, then and people pass it, the pass percentage is the system. So once a person clears the assessment, then they are ready to get an online certificate, which I showed you. I'll again put it up on the screen. This is the kind of certificate that we are talking of, but here we are trying to put up a new perspective since all the IDSA members are here, and we have been discussing with National Skills Development Corporation, with RASI, with everyone. So there is a proposition that if it is acceptable to IDSA, there can be a joint certificate which can come from the government is already there. If it's approves it, then probably there could be a certificate which will have tremendous value for the seller, because it will give a recognition to a direct seller of being a genuine direct seller, coming both from the government on his knowledge and from the industry. So that's a proposition, and I park it to IDSA members to think about it and let us know what the proposition that we have. Now this certificate, it's coming from the government side. It has a QR code, you can see that. Now this QR code it's a secured certificate. Nobody can copy this certificate or imitate this certificate, because the moment you put your scanner of a mobile phone, it will immediately show you the etc., the authenticity. Plus it has a unique number which is coming from the national registry. So it's a completely secured certificate. Nobody can copy it, and it's coming from the government. And our invitation is that ITSA also joins and lends its logo for anybody who passes this exam. Now, let me give you, how this particular program is accessible. I said it's a 6-hour orientation, and then there is an assessment attached to it. So the access to this particular program as of now is from the Retail Sector Skill Council. But if IDSA companies, any of the IDSA member companies say that, look, we want the access of this particular program to be coming their own website, we can very easily do that, right? So and another part is that as of now, this particular program is available both in Hindi and English. So depending on the region from where anybody is hailing from, they can take either the English or the Hindi variant. And another good thing about our program is it is device agnostic. Means that the access could be from a desktop, from a laptop, from a tab, from a smartphone, whatever you have, it's all there. And above all, then we have also enabled a call center support, where if any issue, they can call up that number and talk to us, and we are going to sort that out. So the price of this certificate has been kept very low. It is just 500 rupees plus GST, which one individual has to give, and then there are certain discounts that we have, 20% discount that we have further put on a bulk purchase. And thanks to Rasi, they have taken a special approval from the government, because the original certification price is 800 rupees just for the certification. But here they have got it reduced to 250. So the orientation is for 250 and the certification is also for 250. So in 500 rupees, the whole certification is coming. Whereas in a standalone mode, or otherwise for the other sectors, for the other job, assessment fee alone, which is 800 rupees. So here the training and the certification both are coming for 500, and we have made it open for the IDSA members to begin with. So basically this certificate is adding to the credentials of a direct seller, and this platform is going to giving that particular boost to the already existing knowledge, skills, and experience, but doing it against the national standards. So there will be a recognition and a formal certification which will get awarded to a direct seller. So what we feel is that it is going to have very positive social impact, not only to an individual, but also be a booster for the industry and for our country. I'll just like to show you a 2-minute small film which summarizes this particular program from one end to the other end, and then we'll.
Welcome to the Individual Sales Professional or Self-Employed Retailer RPL Certification Program. RPL, or the recognition of prior learning, as it is commonly known, largely refers to an assessment process used to evaluate a person's existing skill sets, knowledge, and experience gained either by formal, non-formal, or informal. This certification program recognizes that the individual sales professional's prior learning and experience as a direct seller. Upon successful completion of the course, a certificate will be awarded by Retailers Association Skill Council set up by National Skills Development Corporation under the Skill India Mission of India. This program the knowledge partner is existing skill sets, knowledge, and experience gained either by formal, non-formal, or informal learning. This certification program recognizes the individual sales professional's prior learning and experience as a direct seller. Upon successful completion of the course, a certificate will be awarded by Retailers Association Skill Council of India, set up by National Skills Development Corporation under the Skill India Mission of Government of India. In this program, the knowledge partner is Skillet India. The online program is so designed that learners will be able to map their current knowledge and skills as a practicing direct selling professional vis-a-vis the national applicable standards. These standards for the individual sales professional or the self-employed retailer job role will be by RASI in consultation with the country's leading companies engaged in direct selling. The program is bifurcated into two parts: short online professional training mapped to the 8 competencies described as national standards for the said job role. Each competency
Sorry to
has
interrupt, Rajiv ji, there seems to be some issue with the audio, as the audio is not
Audio is
very
not coming.
Yes. What we can do, sir, we can probably share this video, with our members and with our direct seller fraternity.
All
maybe
right, I'll
after-
do that. I'll do that. I'll do that.
mapped to your
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, yeah, I'll do that. So I'm not too sure why the audio was not there, but this just summarizes. So what I would say that, all those organizations who are interested, they can directly write to me on my email ID, which is co@gedment.in, or I can be called on this number 9911555669. And once we get an interest, then we can do one-on-one onboarding and telling you the more details about this particular program. What we will also do is there are 2 PDFs which have various videos which are pertaining to, including the one which I was trying to show you, the top one, right? So what we'll do is we'll circulate through Chetan this particular set of pamphlets or the PDFs, and then you can have a look at it. But then I would expect once you receive this, if you have any questions, queries, or if you have an interest in getting the certification program, you can ask your operational teams to get in touch with us, and we'll facilitate full program for them. And, yeah.
Rajiv ji, and I think Mr. James Raphael has joined the meeting.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
So I'll request James to also put in a few words. James, so we have just spoken about from the policy point and the operational point of view. Maybe we can take up the questions, or maybe you can say a few words about the certification.
I would be.
I think everybody, am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, James, go ahead.
Thank you so much. First of all, apologies for this late entry. I didn't want to play a special appearance. It was just that I was held with another meeting. And thank you so much for accommodating me. While I'll not get into the transactional details or what the offering is, because I'm sure my colleagues would have taken care of that, I'll just share with you all. I don't want to extend your time also too much. I just want to share with you all a small thing that happened actually in the retail industry, which I look very much possible and resonating with what could be done in the direct selling industry. In the early 2000s, the retail industry was facing a lot of challenge in terms of being perceived as retailer, not a retailer, or something of that sort, or are you a B2B or B2C? So there were a lot of challenges from that perspective. So, certain leaders like Noel Tata, Kishore Biani, B.S. Nagesh, Agarwal from all these different industries actually came together and they did an eye pledge. An eye pledge on what? They did an eye pledge to start off with in terms of, can we get all our merchandise that is actually being retailed in the store? Can this merchandise be barcoded? And let's not do it as, everyone will do it at a different date. As an industry, as a consortium, can we come together and actually create this movement of getting all the merchandise and all the inventory barcoded, which means everything is systemic. Your inventory is on the system. You can do a perpetual inventory. You can do everything with that, and everything that gets sold is actually scanned and then retailed. Happened. They put a date and they work backwards, and that is from when within retail itself you see a differentiation between the traditional retailer and the modern retailer. And I see this as a huge part that the direct selling fraternity could actually embrace, because the reputation of organizations that are at a particular level and stature needs to be protected, and this is something which as a consortium we could facilitate. Please let me remind you, friends, that when this decision was taken, actually there was no Ministry of Skill Development, there was no Rashi, there was no James Raphael, there was no National Skills Qualification Framework, there was no certification with the Satyamev Jayate, to differentiate a skilled person who's recognized by the government of India and otherwise. We have all those tools today, all those differentiators today. So, as a leadership of this fraternity, can we do something like that? Can we create a movement in the direct selling fraternity itself to actually differentiate our system from the others? Thank you so much. I'll be ready to take questions as and when anyone has any. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rajivji. Thank you so much, Mr. James. Thank you so much, Nika. I'm sure our member companies present here would definitely have a lot of questions on the whole system and the whole training program. Since we are running short of time here, we can probably collect all the questions and can share with your team at some other point of time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yes, Rajivji mentioned, I
Thank you.
would love to be a part of a unique, one-of-a-kind initiative taken by Rashi for imparting training to direct sellers in India. And definitely after the meeting, we can probably discuss more details on this. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure.
IDSA had recently organized a series of webinars in association with Shulini University, focused around important issues concerning the direct selling industry. The series was first of its kind in India that was aimed at clearing doubts about the business that the public may have had. With a massive collective reach of over 1.5 million and over 500,000 views, the series has made a positive impact on the direct selling fraternity. I would now invite Shri Kamalkant Vashisht, Associate Professor of Shulini University, to share his views with the gathering. Over to you, Dr. Kant.
Thanks a lot, Chetanji. So am I audible?
Yes, you may continue.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So first of all, a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries present in IDSA's annual general meeting 2020. And I thank IDSA wholeheartedly for giving me an opportunity to share my views in this August gathering. So as introduced, I'm Dr. Kamalkant Vasisht, and I work as an associate professor and director e-learning in Shulini University, Himachal Pradesh, which is one of the most beautiful, dynamic, and a research-centric university in the country. So just to give you a glimpse of the university, we have an H index of 62 with more than 17,000 citations. So those of you who have an understanding of the research would know that this is like outstanding. So the major research companies say that an H index of 20 is good, 40 is excellent, and 60 plus it is outstanding. So we have maintained a H index of 62, and we are the third largest patent filers in the country. So day before yesterday, the reports came and we were the third largest patent filers in the country. So the first were the IITs, which were grouped together as a group. So they topped the chart. Okay, also to highlight that we are one on probably the first university to offer an open elective, which is like a standalone subject in the subject of direct selling. And we have been offering that since last 3.5 years. Because I completed my doctoral studies specifically in the area of direct selling. And the title of my thesis was Critical Success Factors of Network Marketing, a case study in MBA, right? And that was the first time I got in contact with IDSA, and the relationship has continued since then. So direct selling, as reflected in all the speeches today, is an industry with immense potential, as it is aligned to all the national objectives. And we can see that in the talks of Shri Hem Pandey, and everyone was talking about it. So employment generation, there are lakhs and lakhs of people who are being employed by direct selling industry. We talk about women empowerment. So all across the world, right? So 70%, more than 70% of the direct seller are women. So in one of the webinars, one of the panelists, they pointed out that in India, it is 50-50. So because Indian men are smart, so they said, so, and they understand the power of direct selling. We talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Everyone is talking about entrepreneurial opportunities. As also mentioned earlier, that everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. There is a study which indicates that 90% of the people, they think about owning their own business at some point of the time in their lives, but only 5% even take the first steps. So this is a perfect platform to give wings to your entrepreneurial dreams. We talk about Skill India, we talk about Digital India, all across tier 2, tier 3 cities, villages. Direct selling has made an impact, and everywhere people are using digital means to go on with their direct selling careers, right? Make in India, there are so many companies who have made huge investments in India. But in spite of being a 3-year-old industry, India is still contributing just 1.4% of the world turnover. And as a price, India stands at 15th rank in the world with a revenue of 2.4 thousand million or 17.5 thousand crores in Indian rupees. And out of 13 lakh crores being done globally. Whereas US, with a population 1/4 of that of India, is doing a direct selling turnover 14 to 15 times that of India. So in a direct talk webinar we conducted 2 months ago that Chetanji was also talking about, Muna, who is also here, she commented on how deep-rooted direct selling is in the US academic system. So which is probably lacking here in India, and probably that's one of the reasons. I can see some disturbance. Okay, thank you, Abhishek-ji. So though we are doing very well with 16% CAGR over the last 3 years, specifically with all the great efforts of IDSA and corporate partners and great support of government quarters as well, but the scope of improvement is tremendous. And I second Mr. Samir Modi ji that we can surely go to the much coveted top position even in the direct selling, leave aside being in the top 3. The primary reason, as I understand, of the slow growth was twofold. And this is reflected in the research as well. So the first reason was lack of regulatory framework, because of which there was a steep decline in the growth of Indian direct selling industry. And the second was lack of understanding about the industry in the masses. So, but we can see that framework is being managed pretty well, with direct selling rules also coming out soon, and so many things that are going on. So direct selling is also getting a mention in the Consumer Protection Act 2019. But lack of understanding, as I see it, can be very well managed if it is being introduced into the academics, and because it is accessible to everyone. And I'm very, very pleased to see Rashi and Skill India, NSTC, they're coming up with the certification, because that is the need of the hour, right? And that's something we have also been opining for, we have also been striving for since quite some time, right? And we also understand and we intend to clear all this air and to provide some credibility to the direct selling fraternity through academics. It has been a core dream of mine since quite some time that I want to get direct selling into academia, and IDSA have been so supportive, and in this series of webinar also I'm sure we managed to provide credibility to this much having a huge potential industry, and we like to get this into academics through a few things. So I would share a few points with you. So we are planning to have already a proposal is being made to the management and in consultation with the IDSA that we're planning to have a center of excellence for direct selling in a university. And that direct selling center for excellence, what would it do actually? So there are 2 or 3 things, 4 or 5 things I'll share with you. So it shall serve as a center of academic excellence for direct selling. And we want to achieve this through various means. So this would be actually we would be providing a common platform to all academicians who are associated with direct selling through research or through else. So I've seen over a period of time that there are so many people who are into academics and they are associated with direct selling as well. But they do not have a common platform wherein they can come together and they can have some impactful research on the industry. So we aim to have a common platform for the people who are associated with direct selling, and they are associated with academics as well, because there are plenty of them, I'm sure, right? And we'll provide and we'll facilitate quality research in the field of direct selling with the help of all the stakeholders, with all the corporates and all the people, all the dignitaries also were present over here. We'll try to introduce direct selling in education as a subject, as a standalone subject, be it an open elective, be it a MOOC. We'll also be talking about a MOOC and or a specialization. So we are also having a talk with the management for having a specialization in our MBA. So a specialization on direct selling in our MBA program. So our MBA program is pretty well ranked, pretty highly ranked in the country as well. So campus events across. So I was going through a website of Direct Selling Educational Foundation that is there in US, and it's doing a fantastic job. So there are like 400 plus academicians from all across the universities, University of Utah, University of, you name it, right? North Carolina, all the university, there are representatives. And they are doing an exceptional job in promoting the cause of direct selling in research and in academics in US. And that's why US is such pretty well placed when we talk about direct selling as an industry, and when we talk about direct selling as having an understanding, right? So campus events we can hold across. So previously also someone was talking about creating awareness in all the quarters, right? And we can do that through various direct selling, corporate entrepreneurial opportunities. We can present to the students in the universities and campuses across the country, right? Also, we have some teaching content. So we have PowerPoints, we have some smart video lectures, we have some open educational resources. So we have access to it all, and we have been like promoting it over a period of time. So it is getting refined, and I'm sure with support from all the quarters, with support from all the stakeholders, it would get even better, right? So we can provide that teaching material to most of the campuses that decide to like introduce direct selling into their curriculum, right? And finally, what I think the massive thing would be having a MOOC or a massive online open course in the field of direct selling. So government is promoting the MOOCs like anything, right? So new educational policy is all about flexibility. So a MOOC in a SWAYAM portal would do a great deal of benefit to the industry. I'm sure I've already submitted an application for that with the UGC. And of course, apart from SWAYAM also, so we have our own MOOC platform. So we would be coming up with a course, full-fledged course, which specifically focuses on direct selling and the guidelines and everything, because there are so many courses that are being offered in the industry, right? And they're offered by some of the individuals, but they do not give quality knowledge or quality content. As I've seen, I've gone through a few of them, but probably we can give a specified and great content that is there. So no one is talking about direct selling guidelines, right? Whereas they are the backbone of the industry at this point of time. So specific knowledge, good knowledge about direct selling would definitely give us a great lift as an industry. And I'm sure if we can imbibe this direct selling culture into academics, our industry is poised for great, immense growth, right? And really, just to conclude, just off my topic, so I would like to express my strong support to Mr. Frederick's comment also, of having a unified regulatory body in the country instead of like 2 or 3 operating now. And time is right to have a unified voice and stand together as an industry. That's surely what I believe in. And I'm 100% sure that in the coming 5 to 10 years, direct selling would be a subject which is being taught to all over the country as a specified subject. Thank you very much. Back to you.
I'd like to continue listening to your insights, but we are unfortunately running short of time here. Thank you so much. And definitely that proposed direct selling center of excellence is going to be one of its kind and will definitely pave way for all academic researches for direct selling in India. One of the achievements to have to IDSA's way is the recent award of platinum status to the association by the World Federation of Direct Selling Association. The platinum status conferred to IDSA is confirmation of the fact that Indian direct selling industry has started to gain the global attention. With the support of our esteemed members, IDSA is committed to play its part in the development of the industry, not only in India, but globally as well. We are joined today by Ms. Tamuna Gablaya, Executive Director of WFDSA, to share her views on the recent achievement of IDSA. Over to Tamuna.
Well, thank you, everyone, and I'm so glad to see you all. Last year, in September, we were in India in person for an amazing event, and to have you, IDSA, host us, the DSA executives from all Asia Pacific region, and we want to thank you for that. I only have 10 minutes as I have to jump off to another meeting. And since we are now restricted by pandemic, what I want you to do is to join me at my journey to go around the world about direct selling in 10 minutes or less. And I think I can do that. So first of all, I want to echo what my friend said, and I want to congratulate IDSA for achieving for the first time the highest platinum status within WFDSA membership. So congratulations on that. Now, how industry is doing. Let's look at some of the statistical information and see where we are today. We see that industry grew by 1.5%, and currently it totals $180.5 billion. So we've seen growth. As we look at the regions, we can see that Asia Pacific remains our largest region with 44% of the total global retail sales. And those sales are achieved by 56% of the independent salespeople. We have also seen that Asia Pacific region is followed by Americas, which is North America and Latin America, and followed by Europe and everyone else. What is remarkable is that we've seen that 78% of the total retail sales are achieved by 10 markets. United States remains our largest market. Let's look at the product category. Traditionally, wellness and cosmetics have always been the top selling category. What we've seen now is that we've seen that this category continues to grow because everyone wants to be healthy. People want to invest in their health. So this category continues to grow. As for the independent salespeople, nowadays we have 119.9 million independent salespeople. And, what we've seen is that every year, the people who are joining our industry to become independent salespeople is growing. And this trend continues, and it grew by 1.7%. Now, if we look at the people who join, we see that 15.2 million are full-time, and they are devoting 30 plus hours. 44.2 million are part-time, and they are working up to 30 hours. And we've seen that 60.5 million includes those who have recently joined, who like products so much, and so on. Now let's look at women versus men. When I joined the industry many years ago, I've seen that over 80% of people in direct selling were women. Now we've seen a changing trend. Nowadays, 74% are women and 26% are men. What does it mean? It means that men are seeing more and more entrepreneurial opportunities and join our industry. And we also seen couples working together. Now I want to talk about the 10, not 10, but top direct selling markets. And we have now 24. And if we look at India, we see that India is on the 15th place. And India has a tremendous potential to become top 10 and even top 5 direct selling market. So very briefly, what we have seen, this pandemic hit hard everyone. What we have seen is that our industry is not only resilient, but it is flexible. Initially, everyone was in shock, but everyone adjusted. And some companies have experienced growth that they haven't even seen before. If you look what's going on around the world and in the United States, a lot of very well-known retailers are either filing for bankruptcies or completely going out of business. But our industry has grown and we have adjusted so fast and we have experienced digital acceleration due to the pandemic that we would not have experienced before. So we'll see how the world adjusts to what's happening around the world, but we know that flexibility is a key, and we remain hopeful about our industry. And I want to thank you one more time for inviting me to join and to tell you in 10 minutes about the global direct selling industry. And unfortunately, I have to leave the meeting now. But again, congratulations on your platinum status, and WFDSA is so very proud to have you in our membership. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tomuna. Well, no one could have limited the entire global direct selling knowledge in 10 minutes like the way you did. Thank you so much for taking out time. I know it's early morning there in US, but thank you again so much.
Thank you so much.
In times of hardships, even a small bit of motivation can go a long way in reassuring the faith in the people associated with an industry. As it is said, goals are the stepping stones towards your dream. So in order to achieve them, you need motivation to keep you chugging along towards it. In order to understand the importance of motivation and what companies needs to do, we have with us Ms. Sanmeet Kaur, famous motivational speaker and business coach. Ms. Kaur has conducted in-house training programs for a number of corporates, NGOs, schools, management colleges, government and semi-government agencies. I would now invite Ms. Sanmeet Kaur to address the gathering and share her views with all of us.
Hello everyone, and a very good evening to all of you. I hope I am audible enough.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So before I start, first of all, I would like to thank Indian Direct Selling Association and especially Mr. Chetan and Mr. Abhishek for inviting me. And I am privileged to be here for next 10 to 15 minutes. So Mr. Chetan has told everyone about me. I am Sanmeet Kaur and I am a motivational speaker and a business coach. But today I'll be playing a part of a motivation speaker and I'll try to speak for next 10 minutes and try to motivate the direct sellers, which I can see for the last half an hour. They are there on the FB page of the Indian Direct Selling Association and other platforms as well. So as also I have been told that I have to speak in Hindi because direct sellers bahut sare jo hain, they understand Hindi, and I can see the comments also on the Facebook that they want the session to be in Hindi, so that they can understand. And this part, basically, this is that part jo unko shayad aur clear hoga if I'll be speaking in Hindi. That is the thing. So the first of all, a question aata hai. Everybody has talked about the companies, and I am privileged that I am here in front of you all, the senior dignitaries. But the point is कि हम डायरेक्ट सेलिंग की सेलर्स की बात करते हैं, क्वेश्चन बेसिकली एक क्वेश्चन, आप लोग भी हैं, कंपनीज भी आर देयर, and the Indian Direct Seller Association के जो members हैं, they are also there, and the direct sellers can also see this session, fine. सो एक क्वेश्चन, जो बेसिक क्वेश्चन जो डायरेक्ट सेलर्स के माइंड में आता है, इज डायरेक्ट सेलिंग अ गुड इनकम ऑप्शन? दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन. क्या ये डायरेक्ट सेलिंग जो एक गुड इनकम ऑप्शन है? क्या डायरेक्ट सेलिंग जो है एक गुड ऑप्शन है बेसिकली फॉर विमेन ऑल्सो, एंड कैन वी टेक इट एज अ करियर फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ? ये एक बहुत ही बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, बिकॉज जब ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर एक डायरेक्ट सेलर को मिल जाता है करके, एक लेमैन को मिल जाता है, एक पर्सन हु इज लुकिंग फॉर अ ऑप्शन जो है अर्निंग का ऑप्शन ढूंढता है, उसको एक आंसर मिल जाता है, तो उसके बाद उसके लिए चीजें जो है काफी आसान हो जाती हैं. सो दिस इज द आंसर. अगर उनको हमारे किसी भी सेशन से, एसोसिएशन के थ्रू, कंपनीज के थ्रू, आप लोगों की ट्रेनिंग्स के थ्रू ये कहीं भी उनको क्लिक हो जाता है करके, तो हाफ द जॉब इज डन. सो वाई डायरेक्ट सेलिंग? एवरीबडी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि ग्लोबल में जो है ग्लोबल रेशियो अगर देखा जाए विमेन एंड मेन का, मेन एंड विमेन का, इट इज 30-70, बट इन केस ऑफ इंडिया इट्स 50-50. तो देयर जो है मेन एंड विमेन आर प्लेइंग द सेम पार्ट, बिकॉज अर्लियर जो है डायरेक्ट सेलिंग के अंदर जो है विमेन ज्यादा पार्टिसिपेट कर रही थी, बट नाउ due to XYZ reason, due to this taking it as a second option you can say, जो है women भी काफी आते जा रहे हैं. और मैं आज जो एड्रेस कर रही हूँ, आज मैं जो नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स रहेंगे, 5 to 7 मिनट्स रहेंगे, वो डायरेक्ट सेलर्स को एड्रेस करना चाहूंगी. बिकॉज जो है अगर मैं आपको कहीं पे भी ये बता पाऊं इस 10 मिनट्स के अंदर कि दिस इज द राइट प्लेटफॉर्म, दिस इज द राइट थिंग, दिस इज द राइट बिजनेस, दिस इज द राइट इंडस्ट्री जिसके अंदर आप आ सकते हो, दैट इज द थिंग. मेरा एक कहना है और एक मेरा मानना है, और इस सेइंग को मैं बहुत बार बार बोलती हूँ, अगर आप एज अ लेमैन जो है, अगर आप जो है डायरेक्ट सेलर हैं, तो अगर आप पैदा गरीब घर में हुए हैं, अगर आप एक मिडिल क्लास फैमिली में पैदा हुए हैं, ये आपकी मिस्टेक नहीं है. बट अगर मैं भी ये चीज अपने आप पे भी अप्लाई करती हूँ, अगर मैं एक मिडिल क्लास फैमिली में पैदा हुई हूँ तो ये मेरी मिस्टेक नहीं है. बट अगर मैं पुअर मर जाती हूँ, अगर मैं गरीब मर जाती हूँ, वो टोटली मेरा फॉल्ट है, बिकॉज आई हैव नॉट टेकन द राइट स्टेप्स. So direct selling is a right step for you people. जो भी चीज है आजकल बहुत ज्यादा देखा जा रहा है कि कॉर्पोरेट के अंदर जो है 9 to 5 जॉब के अंदर लोग जो है बहुत ही स्ट्रेस्ड हैं, और इस जॉब के अंदर जो है, जॉब के एरिया के अंदर जो है, आप सिर्फ अपने बिल्स जो है पे कर सकते हो, आप जो है अपने सिर्फ जो बेसिक खर्चे हैं उनको पूरा कर सकते हो, बट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फुलफिल योर ड्रीम्स. अपने बड़े बड़े जो ड्रीम्स हैं वो आप नहीं पा सकते. और अगर आपको इसको पाना है तो डेफिनेटली यू शुड ज्वाइन दिस इंडस्ट्री. मैंने बहुत सारे करोड़पति लोगों को लखपति यहाँ पर देखा है, बनते हुए देखा है. एंड अगर आपके पास सही पैशन है, इफ यू आर अ पैशनेट पर्सन, दिस इज द बेस्ट थिंग कैन हैपन इन योर लाइफ. कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं चाहिए, अपनी मर्जी का टाइम, अपनी फैमिली, जो हर कोई मोस्ट ऑफ द केस में काफी बिजनेसमैन जो काफी अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं करके वो भी मिस कर रहे हैं. सो इफ यू हैव गॉट दैट, इफ यू आर गेटिंग दिस, यू कैन से जो है एक चीज मिल रही है आपको, ऑप्शन मिल रहा है करके, जिसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट भी नहीं लगनी है, आप अपने टाइम पर जो है बिजनेस कर सकते हो करके, और अपनी फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड कर सकते हो, तो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि इसके ज्यादा कुछ कहा जा सकता है. पीपल हु सक्सीड, नो, वो कौन लोग होते हैं जो इस बिजनेस के अंदर जो फुलफिल अपने ड्रीम्स को करना चाहते हैं, वही जो है सक्सेसफुल होते हैं लाइफ के अंदर. सो वी वांट, IDSA wants and the direct selling companies wants people like passionate people, जो लोग जो है काफी हद तक जो है बढ़िया तरीके से काम कर सकते हैं, और इस बिजनेस को जो है, इस बिजनेस को यूज करते हुए में अपनी लाइफ को बहुत ज्यादा इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं. दैट इज द थिंग. जब हम एक विमेन की बात करते हैं डायरेक्ट सेलिंग के अंदर, जो उसके रोल की बात करते हैं, वो डायरेक्ट सेलिंग जो है एक विमेन के लिए, आपके लिए बीइंग अ विमेन आपके लिए एक ब्लेसिंग है. आप अपनी फैमिली को देखते हुए में एक एडिशनल सोर्स ऑफ इनकम ला सकते हो, कीपिंग इन माइंड कि आप जो है दोनों चीजों को मैनेज करते हो. एंड आई हैव सीन अ नंबर ऑफ विमेन हु आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ बोथ द थिंग्स, जो शायद कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर के अंदर पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाता है. सो आई इनवाइट पीपल, those who are interested to have this additional income. That is the thing. जब हम लॉकडाउन सिचुएशन की बात करते हैं क्योंकि बिकॉज लास्ट 6 मंथ से पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन के अंदर इतना प्रॉब्लम आया है करके, लोगों को जॉब्स जो है लोगों की चली गई है करके, बिजनेसेस में भी लोगों को काफी डाउनफॉल देखना पड़ा है. उस टाइम पर बहुत सारे लोगों को, हम लोगों को समझ में आया है करके कि खाली एक अगर आपके पास ऑप्शन है कमाई की, इनकम की, दैट विल नॉट वर्क. नो दैट विल नॉट वर्क एंड VUCA वर्ल्ड के अंदर कुछ भी हो सकता है. सो यू नीड टू हैव अ सेकेंड इनकम, यू नीड टू हैव अ सेकेंड इनकम. मेरी आप लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट है एज अ डायरेक्ट सेलर्स एंड जो एसोसिएट्स हैं उनकी, कि अगर आपकी फैमिलीज के अंदर कुछ लोग ऐसे हों, कुछ लोग भी ऐसे हों, those who want to have extra income, you should join this thing, because I am not a part of this thing, but I have seen people making money, मतलब lakhs and lakhs of rupees in this thing. So this is the thing. एक saying है जो बार बार मेरे माइंड में आती है, is if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. I'll again repeat, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. ये जो है वॉरेन बफे जो है आप कहिए कि वर्ल्ड के जो है रिचेस्ट लोगों में से हैं, उनकी ये सेइंग है जिसके अंदर वो कहते हैं कि अगर आप पैसा जो है सोते सोते में भी अगर इस तरीके से पैसा नहीं कमा रहे हो कि आप सोते हुए में भी पैसा नहीं कमा रहे हो, तो आपको जब तक आप मरते नहीं हो तब तक आपको काम करना पड़ेगा. एंड डायरेक्ट सेलिंग इज दैट मीडियम जिसमें आपको वंस कुछ टाइम के लिए डेफिनेटली आपको काम करना पड़ेगा, बट वंस कुछ टाइम के लिए अगर आप इस चीज को काम कर लेते हो, देन you will be able to do wonders. That is the thing. So my request, my folded hands request is wisely think to the direct sellers. बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से सोचिए कि आप क्या चाहते हैं. आप अपने सिर्फ ड्रीम्स को जो है पाना चाहते हैं, आप अपने ड्रीम्स को पाना चाहते हैं, या सिर्फ आप जो है अपने जो छोटे छोटे बिल्स हैं, अपने जो हाउस होल्ड के जो बिल्स हैं और पेटी चीजें हैं उन तक ही रह जाना चाहते हैं. डू यू हैव बिग ड्रीम्स? Then this is the right industry. So you need to decide कि आपको कौन सी कंपनी ज्वाइन करनी है. That is the thing, because every company is a good company, but you can decide which product you want to go to, और कौन से प्रोडक्ट में, कौन सी इंडस्ट्री के अंदर, किस तरीके के लोगों के अंदर आप जाना चाहते हो. एंड यू नीड टू हैव मंथली गोल्स. अगर आपके मैं हमेशा ये बात मानती हूँ कि जहां चाहा है वहां राह है. अगर आप सच में लाखों करोड़ों कमाना चाहते हैं, अगर आप एक पैशनेट पर्सन है, अगर आप एक एनर्जेटिक पर्सन है, अगर आप लाइफ के अंदर कुछ करना चाहते हैं, दिस इज द इंडस्ट्री you should work on. That is the thing. So no one can stop you to be successful. अगर आप pure heartedly जो है full heart and soul इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर लगा देते हैं, and you will start getting results. आपको बहुत ही जल्दी रिजल्ट्स मिल जाएंगे अगर आप स्टार्ट करते हैं तो. डेफिनेटली कई लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम आता है, एंड बीइंग अ मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर, जब मेरे पास भी कुछ लोगों के कंसर्न्स आते हैं, जब मैं इस तरीके के कुछ फोरम्स पे या अपने FB उस पे जो है प्रोग्राम्स करती हूँ, कि जब डायरेक्ट सेलर्स का कि मैम शुरू में जो है काफी प्रॉब्लम आता है, और लोग जो है हमें जो है पुल करते हैं कि इसके अंदर कुछ नहीं है, या कितना टाइम हो गया है तुम्हें, कितने 2 महीने 4 महीने 6 महीने हो गए, एंड यू आर नॉट गेटिंग रिजल्ट. बट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, जो है रिजल्ट पहले दिन से नहीं मिलता. बेसमेंट में जब एक बिल्डिंग भी खड़ी होती है तो जो बेसमेंट है वो आपको नजर नहीं आती है, बट जब बेसमेंट तैयार हो जाती है तो उसके बाद की जो बिल्डिंग जो है, जो नींव तैयार हो जाती है, उसके बाद की बिल्डिंग बहुत जल्दी खड़ी हो जाती है. सो प्लीज डोंट क्विट फास्ट, एंड कुछ टाइम काम करने के बाद आपको रिजल्ट जो है बहुत ही जल्दी मिलेंगे. एंड डोंट बी इन दैट मोड कि हाँ कुछ टाइम के अंदर आपको रिजल्ट नहीं आया. कुछ नेगेटिव लोगों ने जिन्होंने शायद उतने बढ़िया तरीके से काम नहीं किया, उतने जो कहते हैं ना होल हार्टेडली काम नहीं किया, जिनको रिजल्ट